The earth has a way of keeping secrets, but sometimes it spits them back out. Deep within the ruins of Paphlagonia in modern-day Turkey, archaeologists have unearthed a relic that shouldn't exist. It is a pendant, bronze, oxidized by 1,600 years of silence. On its face, it does not show a man in prayer. It depicts a warrior King Solomon on horseback, driving a spear through the heart of the devil himself. This is not the Solomon you learned about in Sunday school. This artifact is a whisper from a forbidden text, the Testament of Solomon. Ancient legend dictates that Solomon's power did not come solely from divine intellect. It came from a ring, a seal, gifted by the archangel Michael, etched with the power to bind the unseen. He didn't just understand the darkness. He enslaved it. He commanded legions of demons to build the very temple of God. We think of him as the wisest man who ever lived, the architect of proverbs, the judge of kings. But history tells a darker story, a story of a man who possessed the power to control the demons of hell, yet lacked the power to control himself. Welcome to the Solomon paradox. But before the darkness, there was the light, a light so bright it blinded the ancient world. To understand the fall, you must understand the height of the pedestal. Solomon wasn't just a king, he was an economic deity. Adjusting for modern inflation, historians estimate his net worth at over $2 trillion. He didn't just have money, he had the kind of wealth that makes modern billionaires look like paupers. Gold was so common in his court that silver was considered worthless, discarded like stones in the street. But his true currency wasn't gold, it was insight. You know the story. 2 mothers, 1 living baby, 1 dead, both claiming the living child as their own. In a world without DNA tests, Solomon didn't call for a witness. He called for a sword. Cut the child in 2, he commanded. Give half to one and half to the other. It was a test, not of logic, but of love. The fake mother agreed to the compromise. The real mother begged for the child to be given away just so he would live. In that moment, Solomon didn't just solve a case. He hacked the human operating system. He wrote 3,000 proverbs. He composed 1,000 songs. He was the ancient world's ultimate life coach. Kings, queens, and philosophers traveled from the ends of the known earth crossing, deserts and oceans, just to sit at his feet and ask, "How do I live?" He had the answer to everything, except his own heart. Power is a poison that tastes like wine, and Solomon drank the cup dry. Long before he took the throne, the ancient law of Deuteronomy 17 gave the kings of Israel 3 simple warnings, 3 lines in the sand to keep a ruler from becoming a tyrant. Rule number 1, do not multiply horses. Do not build a war machine. Rule number 2, do not multiply gold. Do not hoard the kingdom's wealth. Rule number 3, do not multiply wives, lest they turn your heart away. Solomon didn't just break these rules, he annihilated them. He amassed 12,000 horses. He made silver as common as dirt. But the third rule, that was his death sentence. 700 wives, 300 concubines, 1,000 different voices from 1,000 different nations, whispering into the ear of the king. They didn't just bring their beauty, they brought their gods, and they demanded that Solomon bow to them to please his foreign brides. The builder of God's temple constructed high places for Molech, the abomination of the Ammonites, the bull-headed idol with a furnace in its belly, a god that demanded the sacrifice of children. This is the tragedy of the wisest man who ever lived. He started by building a house for the creator of the universe. He ended his life going to the destroyers of it. It defies logic. How does the man who literally wrote the book on wisdom end up the villain of his own story? For centuries, this was just a theological question, but recently it became a scientific one. In 2014, Dr. Igor Grossman from the University of Waterloo conducted a series of experiments that cracked the code. He identified a cognitive bias so specific, he named it after the fallen king. He called it the Solomon paradox. The data revealed a brutal truth. We are excellent at giving wise, nuanced advice to others, but we are terrible at solving our own problems. Here is the science behind this stupidity. When you look at someone else's crisis, you are a spectator. You have psychological distance. You see the whole chessboard. You are objective. But when the problem is yours, You aren't watching the board. You are the pawn. You engage in what psychologists call self-immersion. Your prefrontal cortex, the logic center of your brain, gets flooded by the limbic system. Fear, ego, desire. You lose your ability to see the future consequences of your actions. To put it simply, the closer you are to the problem, the lower your IQ drops. So how do we break the curse? How do we stop being the genius in the streets and the fool in the sheets? You don't need a magic ring. You don't need a temple of gold. You just need a mental hack called self-distancing. Psychologists refer to this specific technique as Eliism. It's the practice of talking to yourself in the third person. It sounds crazy, but it's the neurological key to the lock. When you ask, "What should I do?" your brain is trapped in the emotional storm. But if you ask, "What should John do?" something shifts. By using your own name, you force your brain to switch perspectives. You trick your mind into treating yourself like a friend you are trying to help. The fog clears, the emotion subsides, and that wisdom you so easily give to everyone else, suddenly it's available to you. We all have a king inside of us, and we all have a fool. The difference is just perspective. You don't need more wisdom. You just need some distance. Don't be Solomon. History is a map. Psychology is the compass. Subscribe to Parable and Paradox to stop walking in circles. Turn the ancient lessons into your modern leverage.